You finished it.
I'm so sad. That was like my comfort show.
And that show, that's my wife's favorite show. That show won everything, right?
Everything. It's such a fantastic show.
Damn.
But like I'll watch like one drama or suspense or something show. Like I like True Detective. I'm watching The Undoing. But I need like a nice like happy show.
Of course.
I can't like add to my anxiety.
No, I do a lot of
2020. So I like a nice light happy show.
Yeah, true crime is my favorite, but it can get dark.
Yeah. Yeah, I can only handle so much dark.
Yeah.
I need a little laughter.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people feel that about that Dan Levy show. That's really
It's
funny.
a great show.
And what's her name? O'Hara?
Catherine O'Hara.
Oh, God, she's so quirky and funny.
Amazing.
The
It's
mom
such a
in
great
Home
show.
Alone. Yeah, she's so great. All odds provided by Fox Bet. Here we go on a Friday off a winning week, our Blazing 5.
That's a hot one. Let's blaze it up. Fire it up. It's Colin's Blazing 5. Titans at Jaguars.
I'm going to take the Titans minus 7.5. I know there's a hook there, and bettors tend to not like the hooks, but I'm going to swallow it here. I think we have a rout on our hands. Tennessee is a very good team that was humiliated at home last week. You know my rule. Bet them the following week. They did outscore Cleveland 38-3 in the second half. Their offense, though lacking what appears to be firepower, is top 5 in the NFL in yards per play. That's a huge Vegas stat. The Jags' defense is awful, worst in the league. They've not held an opponent under 24 points since week 1. Huge coaching advantage. Tennessee, I like this as my rout of the weekend. Titans bounce back 36-23. What are the Jags playing for at this point? I don't know.
Chiefs at Dolphins.
I'm going to take the Fins, Miami, +7. This game feels like all Miami games, kind of close and ugly. We talk a lot about offense, but Kansas City's defense is clearly the second best defense in this game. The data tells you it is slipping. Dolphins' defense is first in the league on third down. Translation, we'll get Patrick Mahomes off the field. They did that with Russell Wilson. Kansas City's defense is the 6th worst rushing defense, and in the last month it's gotten worse. The Chiefs have not won by more than 6 points in any of their last 4 games. What I think you have here, you have a Miami offense that can run it, doesn't turn it over, excellent defense at home, and a Kansas City offense that sort of lacks a certain urgency. I think they'll win, but Miami games look the same every weekend. They are the best bet in the NFL. 9-3 against the spread this year, the Dolphins. That's the best in the NFL, and I like them here. Chiefs win, Dolphins cover.
Cardinals at Giants.
Okay, this is the game you should bet the least on. I like the Giants +2.5, but the reason I'm worried is everybody likes the Giants this week. You walk into a bar, hey, who are you guys betting, Giants or Cardinals? Everybody says Giants. I think they have a coaching edge. I think they're at home. I think they are better than their record, and I like their defensive line, offensive line matchup here. But I am concerned that they just came off their biggest win in several years, and the world now loves the Giants. But what concerns me more for Arizona, Kyler Murray, last 3 games, is struggling. Their defense has allowed over 30 in 3 of the last 4 games. They've lost 4 of 5 and are a Hail Mary from being 0 for their last 5. And although I think Cliff Kingsbury did a very good job, brought some new things to the table during the offseason, so in September and October early, we all kind of fell in love with Arizona. They have not shown a second gear. The Giants are just getting better every week, and I feel like Arizona is getting a little worse. I'm going to take the Giants to win, but close, though. The weather's like 58 and sunny. It's not a weather advantage. 27-24 New York Giants.
Steelers at Bills.
Been saying it all week. I'll take Buffalo and swallow 2 points. Bills -2. First of all, they're a Hail Mary pass away from being 6-0 in their last 6 games, and they outplayed Arizona. The Steelers, as I talked about earlier today, are becoming so Ben-reliant, it's comical. They don't even attempt to run the football. I think Buffalo, and I was told this early in the season, and I didn't buy it. Josh Allen, outside of Mahomes, maybe the second best young quarterback in this league, and he is getting better. He is getting better. The Steelers, as an offense, are getting worse. Buffalo at home, they have the most fourth-quarter takeaways in the NFL, and why is this significant? They don't have a great defense, but it is situationally fantastic. What does that mean? really well-coached football team. They may not have their offensive coordinator in a month. Brian Daboll is going to get a head coaching job. This staff between Daboll and Sean McDermott is unbelievable. Their GM just got an extension. It's a brain trust in Buffalo, and I like them to win and beat Pittsburgh by a touchdown, 28-21.
Ravens at Browns.
Like it, I love it. I'll take Cleveland. Teams are different. Some get hurt, some get healthy, some don't have an identity, some do. Cleveland has found their identity. This is the two best running offenses in the NFL, but the Browns have only allowed 6 sacks since week 7. This is the best offensive line in the league, and the coaches have figured it out. If you go to week 7, the Ravens since then have a -6 sack differential, Browns +10. Turnover differential, Ravens -3, Browns +3. The Ravens have lost 4 of 6 games. I struggle with their offensive identity. Do they want Lamar to run? Do they not? Let's not get him hurt, but we need him. Cleveland is at home. They're getting points. They are the better football team. I said last week they matched up very well with Tennessee. I didn't know if they had the oomph, the gravitas in them to win. They did. I do worry a little bit about their maturity of winning back-to-back games, Monday Night Football, Baker spotlight. Will he go a little cray and think he's... I worry about that. Cleveland's the better football team. They've been the better football team since week 7. They have the better identity. They have the better offensive line. I'm going to take Cleveland. Biggest win in how many years? 28-26. I think they're the better team. I think it'll be close. It's a divisional game. It's a divisional rivalry. These games are all, you know the personnel. You're not fooling anybody. I like Cleveland here. In fact, it's, I bet some money on it. I'm not going to lie. That's my, go to our, check out the Fox Bet social platforms for all of my picks. So I took favorite Tennessee, favorite Buffalo, then some dogs. So, so New England just got, it was really bad last night. It was ugly. I mean, you can lose, and then it's like ugly. That was ugly. And Bill Belichick was in just a terrific mood when asked about Cam Newton after the game.
Are you going to stick with Cam next week at quarterback?
Yeah, great question, Mike. I'm really glad you asked that. Cam's our quarterback.
What has Cam showed you to stick by him so much?
He's our quarterback. I think we just answered that one, Ben.
Yeah, it's a wonderful mood. I don't think there's a market for Cam. I think I said this before with Teddy Bridgewater. There's a market for him because Teddy wins. I think there's a market for Jimmy Garoppolo. I think he wins. Now, I think Teddy, the market may have been 3 to 4 to 5 teams. I think Garoppolo, 2 to 3 to 4 teams. Cam doesn't win enough. And it's just painful to watch him. It's just hard to watch. Everything looks difficult. But this goes back to something I talked about 3 years ago. When I said it 3 years ago, I got nothing but pushback. And I think today, most of you will agree with me, is that athletes age differently. I compared Cam to Russell Westbrook 3 years ago. And Russell was like MVP guy. Nobody wanted to hear this. I said, he's going to age poorly. He's going to age poorly as you age in basketball. Cam and Westbrook's games are so driven by physicality. But as you watch the NFL change to an efficiency league, Cam's not efficient as a player. As you watch the NBA change to a shooter's league, Westbrook can't shoot threes. Westbrook at times is painful to watch shoot. Cam last night is painful at times to watch throw. Is that players age differently. Sometimes the culture, the sport moves away from you. Sometimes, Steph Curry, it moves into you. Shoot more threes. And I think Westbrook, the game's moved away from his physicality. That's not the league. He doesn't really have moves. He just blows past you. And increasingly, over the next 4 or 5 years, Russell won't blow by as many people. He'll have to shoot more, and it just gets uglier and uglier. And I think similar to Cam, you got to do better in the pocket. And his game is, the sport has moved away from him. He's had an injury, and I think it's painful to watch. Last 16 games, he's won 6. He's got 5 touchdown passes. This is Carolina and New England. He's a 74 passer rating guy, 75. So, I think when you rely on physicality for your game, you don't age as well. And I said that it was a baseball player years ago, Jose Reyes, played for the Mets. And I remember saying this at ESPN when I was there. I said, He's a great player, but somebody paid him a big contract, and I'm like, his sport is legs. It's not going to age well. He's going to just go. You see this with wide receivers oftentimes, speed wide receivers. They lose the speed, you don't have the game. Receivers like Steve Smith Sr., who run great routes, Hines Ward, big blocking receivers. It's different based on what is your game. Robert Woods for the Rams, by the way, could play a long time if he's healthy. He's a great blocking wide receiver. He's a very good route running wide receiver. He's not really a guy based on speed. He's fast, but not a burner. Tyreek Hill's game may not age as well. It's all about burning. It's all about just running past people. So I think Cam and Westbrook, there's a similarity here. I think it can be painful. The game's moved away, very dependent on physicality, and I just don't. I don't see a market for Cam. There wasn't a market before he got to the Patriots. It was mostly a prove-it contract, and I don't think anybody's watching that in the NFL right now saying, I got to have that. I just don't see it. Eric Mangini.